How are you guys doing today? I am just coming online here to have a chat, maybe do some readings. We will see. Just kind of actually playing some music here, if you guys can hear it. I'm playing with this feature while I wait for you guys to get online with me. Right. You guys are watching the replay here. Just threw on some music that said chill, and I said, yeah, I think I want to chill after this eclipse season. So I'm totally feeling that vibe. So I don't know how you guys are feeling. But while I wait here, I'm gonna just, for people who's listening to the recording, I'm gonna pull a card. This is this chill. Let's see, chill hop. Let's see what. All right. I like it. All right. So as I turn this down. Hello. I'm just about to pull some cards here. I was just playing with some of the music. So hopefully you can hear me still. Got the mic on. So I'm just pulling some cards for the collective here. And then after that, if anyone has any questions, with kind of like a reading, I'm in my own Akashic here. I'm in the Book of Truth. I'm in this higher vibration. So it's just whatever wants to come through for this collective here. Anyone watching this back here. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button so you know when I go live again. And so far, all right, I'm loving this. If you guys can see, manifestation. Yeah, wow. The beauty of this card here is like the universe. If you guys can see, and if not, it's all good. But like here, this is like the empire here. And I'm hearing about this reflection. This reflection back, hey Sophie, of this universe, this golden universe. And if at least, if the very least, if you guys can see here, like this is gold. Okay, so this card is about manifestation. This collective message here is about manifestation and what we are bringing into our reality. And what I can see, what wants to mirror back to us is this gold, this pure essence of embodying truth, perspective with this consciousness that's dropping in, or that wants to drop in, that is all about who we are. And sometimes when we are manifesting, and I like to talk about this a lot, is sometimes when we're manifesting, we are trying to call something in that is not aligned, right? It's like, oh, I think I want this, but the truth is all of the people around me have said that this is what I want through, different things. And so, I really just stepping into who you are as a person and aligning with that, right? And it's not about anything other than who you are truly, right? And sorry here, I got a little distracted um, by the comment there. So sorry about that, guys. But all good. So everyone is loved here. So there's no judgment from my part. But let me pull a couple other cards here. And so this is a really big time here where like we've just gone through all of this shift with the astrology and the eclipse is coming through and it has been energetically charged. So I don't know if you guys can like if anyone here feels that. It has been like transformational energy, and so they're about endings and beginnings, and so it's all with this transformation in between all of that. And so what is ending is creating this space for new, and the endings don't have to be as like scary as like what some people may kind of fear monger out there that about, because I don't do that. I don't do any of the fear mongering. It's all about understanding what's in the way, what's kind of like popping up for us, and why what does this really mean, and understanding it and then just releasing it, right? So we could be releasing little things or tasks that we used to do at work. Say you like own your own business and you're like all right, I want to be more focused on things that are making me money, so I'm releasing all these other things over here, and then what you're creating is that space to bring in more money, right? So it's not all about like all this kind of fear and all this like chaotic energy with a lot what some people say out there. It's about what are we releasing so that we can bring in what is actually truly aligned with ourselves, right? And stepping into that. So let me pull another card here. As it's, oh my gosh, you just can't make this up. Transformation. So it's just kind of following in the collective that's here. That this, if you guys can't hear me, let me know, because I put on the music, so I'm going to turn that down here. Right. It's all about like building this transformation inside to out. So I love this card. It's so beautiful. And you can just kind of see this white light that is kind of surrounding all of the energy here, and then everything is just kind of like poking out. This white light is actually like a transformational color, and it's a color of clearing. So it's allowing us to like kind of clear what's in our field. Everything has a frequency and a vibration. So right, like even what I'm wearing, this piece of clothing has a frequency. Like they can actually measure it. You can measure like the material of your couch or whatever. And so looking at the frequency, when you kind of drop in, you're just kind of allowing for an opportunity to raise your vibration and clear what's in the field, and then drop into something new, right? Just switch up that energy. So people can do it in a very quick way. You can use that white, right? Which is like kind of showing that in this picture. For some reason, what's coming through is like if anyone here has been feeling a little sad or down, right. Part of this is the transformation, because it's kind of like a grieving period of like you feel like you're losing something, and it could be a piece of your ego, and how like your ego, it wants to protect. It's like coming from a space of knowing like, hey, these are all the things we've done in the past and they haven't worked out, so we're going to protect you now, right? So it's coming from that space, and we want to step into alignment and continue this transformation, right? Allow this to really fully come out here. I'm going to pull another card here from this deck. But what I'm hearing is to shift shift your energy. And you can do this in a couple different ways. But what I'm hearing is, and maybe that's why I wanted to play the music before, was music can shift your energy like very quickly. So even if you're feeling sad, even if you're kind of feeling right down, if you listen to a song that is high vibration, now it's something that has positive words in it too. So it's not just something that's going to kind of make you dance, because you could be listening to a song about like heartbreak that you may want to dance to, right? It's something that the words are positive, and yeah, maybe you do sing to it, right? Because that switching up that energy and singing, and by the end of that song, if you haven't already broken out and danced already to it, your energy will shift. So sometimes it's getting from point A to point B, where it's like if we're feeling like we're not able to kind of get out of that bed to like get into be into that space of like, I want to shift my energy, so I'm going to listen to music. You can just start off the day with like have your alarm start off with some sort of upbeat song, or just something that's really upbeat, and that can start off your day with that little bit of a switch in the energy, and then you just progress from there. But I usually allow that the singing, the dancing, and the music to kind of just balance out whatever needs to be balanced here. So I don't know if that's resonating with anyone so far. And hit that like button if you if you just kind of want to chill and watch and listen. Hit that like button there. Hit that subscribe if you like what you're hearing. I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're just kind of feeling out who I am and you want to come back in the future, hit that subscribe so you get those notifications. And I will be having a podcast episode re-up here real soon. It's on spirituality and healing. So feel free to type a question in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just keep going with this collective here. And soul family. I love this. There's a couple things coming through here. So with this eclipse energy and everything that we have been releasing, there could have been like blood related family members or like people around us, like friends that have like served a purpose in that time, and it's kind of still causing chaotic energy. So either it's fizzled out, either maybe a huge argument has kind of broken up, because I'm kind of seeing people kind of yell at each other, so there could have been some reactions. And so this could be a really good time for you to hold steadfast to that releasing of those people, because you know what's coming in? This soul family. Okay. So when we step into and we realize our potential, and we realize that people and the family dynamics, or like people around us, are a reflection of this old way of being, of like the older us, and that our potential and we're actually really limitless, right? When we step into that, we call in soul family. Right. But it's got to come from within first. It's got to be like seen within. It's got to be like known within. And it's got to be like, all right, this aspect of I'm calling in someone to reflect who I am, right? Which is whole, this divinely perfect person inside. And so that's when we start to call in the people that are in alignment, that soul family. We are creating that soul family there, right? So that is something that is big actually with this solar eclipse, which just happened yesterday, but you could have been feeling it a week before or two before, and you could be feeling it for months after. And it was in Libra, and there's a lot of things on balance with Libra, but there's also a lot of things in relationships and those kind of dynamics. So depending on where Libra hit in your houses, like that could indicate what's the new that you're bringing in. But what I'm feeling with this collective is that soul family. That is, we are creating this inner peace and this dynamic of wholeness. So we're stepping into that and we're calling that in, and that reflection now is going to be shown through soul family, because we have released people that are in alignment. So it's really actually quite beautiful. It's a lot of new alignments. So Let me see what else is here. And again, feel free to pop a question in the chat. Hey, hey there. Hey. I actually have, thanks for coming in. I actually had an issue with my Facebook page. So, that was not working. So hopefully it'll be all good. If not, I will manifest a new page, but I have an issue right now with my page. So YouTube is working well, and we're getting back on track. So I'm just going to pull another card here. We have Phoenix in the house. I love it. I'm in the Phoenix metro area too. So anyone else, feel free to drop in where you are from. If you are not in the US, I would love to know it. If you are in the US, I'd love to know it too. Yeah, there's something weird with my page. So we will see if my focus is redirected to YouTube. I love YouTube. I welcome it. I actually find a lot more I find a lot more people find my lives than they do on Facebook. So we have just kind of like random people that are coming in the lives more on YouTube. So hey, put my attention on YouTube. I would do that. So let me see here. I'm going to pull another card, and Divine Feminine. Okay. Divine Feminine. All right. I'm actually getting some giggles with this card. And I'm feeling this energy flow through my body. Okay. So, I mean, Divine Feminine means so many things here, but what I feel with the collective is this flow coming in. So whatever I have been doing the last few weeks has been creating space for this energy to flow through me. And that could be flowing through me and being expressed in a couple different ways. That could be being expressed through our intuition, through art, through creativity, through dance. I actually literally feel like I actually feel like this energy like makes me want to dance. So it feels really good. It feels really positive. It feels like I'm also hearing about this as a time of nurturing yourself. Like the way that I kind of used to feel when I connect to this energy here is I kind of feel like a sense of feeling of like I let myself go for a little bit of time. And what I'm hearing about is like it was a time of transition. It was a time of like being and feeling in these some of these emotions. So like we go through waves when we're healing, and sometimes the duration of that transition depends on us and how we step like our new way of being, into truth, right? But in a transitionary period, you could kind of feel some old things kind of coming up. And like the way that I see it is they're showing someone that's kind of waving at it. They're just like, bye, like, bye, Felicia. It's not fitting in anymore, and I'm recognizing it, and my consciousness and my awareness is recognizing that. And so this aspect, like all these things that I have been doing in whatever pace it's going in, is now stepping in and creating space where I am now seeing, okay, I'm nurturing myself in this way, this self-care. And I'm even hearing about boundaries too, like a million percent boundaries. So whoever kind of resonates with that, with like whatever boundaries that you have let people cross over, or you have never had because you didn't really know that you needed a boundary there, right? That's something that I feel like we're implementing more. There's this like feeling of like, yes, like I recognize, I have this awareness here, and now this is what like this is what my end all be all moment is here. So I love it. It's a feeling of self-empowerment, and feeling of knowing that what you are in control of, you're stepping into, right? because I can control my boundaries and enforcing it, and then everyone else kind of needs to drop into that. Okay, so let me just pull another. I'm going to actually go to another deck here. I have this other interesting deck here. Oh, you know what I just heard? We're going to do a little sound. We're going to drop in to sound. And if I have, I'm like, where's my stick? So we're going to drop into some sound here. Get this energy moving. There's some energy in the heart space here that just wants to be embodied and be seen. So just close those eyes and put your attention on that heart space there. And just start to see that heart space. Just drop in deeper. Allowing your true self to just move up and out into every ounce of that body. Just when you are ready, come on back. And open those eyes. I have these cards that I'm going to use. I'm going to pull another card, but hopefully that felt, hopefully you're feeling that. I felt this movement in that heart space just kind of permeate the body and just effortlessly move into all areas. So it's pretty awesome. I love it. Okay, I'm going to pull a card here. I'm just getting a lot of, I'm just getting someone's guides step in and make a few jokes. So I'm not, there's something about the weather. Someone's complaining about the weather somewhere, and whether, there's someone who's going to be rewatching this later. I was just hearing about the weather being it was too wet, and I'm in Arizona and it's not raining outside. And so I don't think it was anyone here. So, just hearing, having some future people come in here. Okay. So, this is an interesting card here. It says, if you guys didn't see, it's Goddess of Self-Esteem. Okay. There's a bit here connected to what she is doing, she is self-sustaining her own will. Okay, what I'm just hearing, she is bringing in her own worthiness through her own process. There's a lot of being in the flow here and kind of like being guided by intuition to kind of step in and like feel that like worthiness and to know that that's that could be something from childhood, and it's like, hey, this is the past, we're stepping in to the now, we're taking this and embodying this aspect of ourselves which is whole and connected to, you know, source, God, universe, and we're stepping in to that reality. That is our reality. We are doing actions, and we are just kind of embodying that all around. Like, I'm just hearing about different actions from different people's different areas of people's lives. So whether that's work, personal, like all of that, it's like I feel like my body is stepping more into my body, if that makes sense. It's like my emotional body is dropping into the physical body, and I just feel like I took a breath, like a breath of fresh air. And it feels like a little uncomfortable, I will say. Like, I feel like it feels like, oh, like this is new. Do I really want to drop in and feel all of these things and embody this self-worth, this highest regard of myself? And so I feel a little like discomfortable with it. And the more that I like take steps, just kind of, they're showing, I'm just seeing like baby feet, just kind of like take steps. And it's like, oh, like I got this, right? I'm sustaining my own needs there by mirroring that within myself, right? I'm just going to pull another one of these cards because they're like, these are like one of my first decks, and I saw them recently. I was like, I'm going to pull them. I'm going to pull them out. It's not my typical deck, but it is fun here. Let me see. All right, Goddess of Time. Okay. My attention here is brought down. I don't even know. What is that? A new moon? No. Like, I don't know astrology, but like when this is like your full moon, right? And so I don't know where it's like right after, I guess, the full, or no, like whatever the cycle is. I'm really being drawn to that area, and like there's this darkness to it. There's this shadow that's coming up, which is allowing me to be transformed and like for this rebirth to happen. And it feels like I'm like, if only, like I'm just hearing, and I actually see her as well. She's kind of like, if only I had this one thing, if only I had this one thing. And I'm hearing about like the card is about time, but I'm like, I'm hearing that time is irrelevant, that you can bring it in to your reality today, when you really believe it, right? We step into that knowingness and we move out what is not aligned. And it feels like there's a lot of things that are like dropping into alignment that is just like, hey, this is, yeah, you're supposed to be doing this, and then stepping into that. And it's not about not having enough time. The other thing is like, I also hear, I feel like I'm wasting time. I feel like time is like, you know, okay, so this is ego coming in, because when I hear about wasting time, we don't waste. Yes, we can spend time doing things that are not related, but we're on our journey. So part of that is we are learning, and then we are releasing. But I'm hearing about like a lot of the time that's being spent is like kind of on like a little bit of the worry of like the details and the minutia of like getting into like the nitty gritty there. So that feels that feels really good as I step forward, and out of those older alignments. I'm being pulled to this angelic light work healing oracle deck here. So I'm going to pull that deck out and see what other card wants to come here. I feel like there's some angelic energy that wants to channel through here. Okay. Yeah. I'm just seeing some gold and some pink kind of flow through. And my ears are like completely on fire. Oh, my ears are just kind of, wow. My left ear. Yeah, it's my angel guide. Or like the left ear is like this angelic realm. It's the angelic guides. And they're just like, pull a card already. Okay, so I'll pull a card. All right. So we have here, embrace your divine right to heal. The other thing about timing that was just said before, and this divine right to heal is like, when I listen to timing and I hear about like this divine readiness and like timing, and it's just all about it again goes back to, it doesn't have to at time, right? Like there's no how much time it takes to heal, like it's all irrelevant. We can quantum heal today, right, or in this moment. and be in that space of like, yes, we are whole and healed. We have to believe it. There's an aspect of like timing and readiness in releasing some of the attachments to self-worth and value, and even any of the time that I spent doing some of the older things, some of the older projects or jobs, like none of that was a waste. It was all kind of preparing us to step into something new. So allowing ourselves to fully heal and embrace that and grieve have any loss of anything that has come up recently or, within the past year or so, and allow ourselves to step into this, right, divine right to heal. So I'm going to pull another card here. Whew. I'm feeling that hit in all of these main chakras here. I just felt that flowing. I don't know if anyone else felt that. I felt that energy kind of just flow in effortlessly after I said that. Kind of like it was like permission to give ourselves to heal. Sometimes when we're going through, hey there, sometimes we're going through this aspect of like healing where we're like, do we deserve to grieve? Do we deserve to grieve loss? And it may not just be a person. So giving ourselves that, right, like that divine right to heal. I shuffle that card back in. Welcome here. Hi there, Miko. And just as anyone's coming in and out, hit that subscribe button so you know when I go live and you hear on any of the updates on my podcast. I am just pulling here, just dropping in. Wow, I just feel this energy kind of actually dropping in deeper to that solar plexus. So it's like kind of below, it kind of like flew in from top to bottom. I felt those chakras just kind of melt, and now there's actually a little bit of like indigestion and like energy in that solar plexus that just actually wants to move. So just actually what I'm gonna do is energy. I'm putting up the music, so hopefully you guys can hear. I feel those crown chakras open. So just feel the energy here. Just kind of feel free to close your eyes. I'm going to help move some of this energy with a little bit of light language here. Just drop in to that heart. Let that music flow. I'm just seeing that energy flow through your body right now. And just surrender to just being here. Drop in here a little bit deeper to that heart space. Just be in a mode of receiving here. As your crown chakra is just opening up more, this just perfect rose or lotus flower just opening up wide, allowing all of your own divine wisdom just drop in. Drop into that heart. Dropping in deeper to knowing your value. Bringing that up forward in front of your face in your consciousness. I just see this white light beaming in. Some gold starting to come in. All right. Start to bring your awareness back to the room. Whew. Let's come on back. That felt pretty powerful there. They're just like, to me, what I felt like is I was channeling in this energy and I was holding it. And so when I say that, it's like whoever's kind of receiving it, you're like fully in a space of receiving, right? In a space of deserving, like knowing that you deserve to receive, right? And part of like this, the message for the collective here is when we step into that space of receiving and filling our cup up to the brim, we are stepping into all that there is. We're stepping into us, our divine alignment. We are allowing ourselves to give that much more. And sometimes people say, like, when people are in a space of like service, right? Like they're right. Sometimes a little bit imbalanced is kind of what I'm hearing. And even could be like some people here that there's just like this imbalance of like, oh, I need to like give because that is what we do, and that's okay. Like, we do have that aspect of like a give and take, but it's an energy exchange, right? So sometimes, especially what I'm hearing about this season with eclipses, like part of the balance for some of the people here is like receiving. What are we receiving? And sometimes that even means like, what are we investing in ourselves, right? So if I say I deserve to receive higher love, if I deserve to receive knowing how like to build my tools or how to like stay in alignment, like even if it's like spiritual concepts, I say, okay, I'm allowing myself to receive by investing in something that feels right. Maybe it's a class, maybe it's like a yoga class, it's like, I am in this space here today, in this moment of stepping in to receiving in this moment and being present right here. And what I'm learning is like threefold, tenfold. I'm learning all of these things in this moment, and I'm just receiving, right? So tipping those scales where we're more in balance and we're more in this even energy exchange, so that when we are giving out our energy, we're learning who we are giving too much to. And I really feel like when that came in just now, it was like all in capital letters. They're just like, I'm getting these messages on like, hey, we are giving too much out, but we don't know what the difference is. So part of this eclipse season and part of what we're learning from the subconscious and some of the lessons coming through for the collective here is like, oh, okay, this is all I've done my whole life. This is all I know. I give, give, give. But where am I receiving in this? And it's not just about money. Like it can be an even energy exchange with company. It could be an even energy exchange with friends. So if you are someone that might be like in a space where you've had like maybe a lot of friends or some friends or one friend or a family member where all they do is kind of talk and complain, right? You're in a space of giving your time, right? But if they're going and there's no reciprocation, because we all go through things where sometimes like, maybe it's a little bit more of a give and take, right? But if that is constant for you, if you're always in that space of giving, that scale is so tipped. I don't know what it feels like to receive. I'm actually validating this pattern of giving, right? Maybe it could be like people pleasing tendencies. Like it could be like things like that. That's like things in my life that have happened to me that are now creating these false values that are saying that this is what I need to do to be able to receive someone's attention. But what you're really doing is you're really giving your space and time, and there's nothing that's coming back. So you're creating this reality that's validating this, and then you're not learning what it's like to have an even energy exchange. And that's something that when I started on my spiritual journey, like you're kind of in a space of like, you're meeting all these like people in this spiritual community. Everyone is like, it's such a, it's spirituality. Like it's got to be amazing, right? It's got to be people who are in the same mindset, but we're all on a healing journey. So we're all not all the time, but sometimes we're unintentionally acting from that space of, unconscious behavior. So that person that is taking in this scenario, they may not have been in scenarios when they were younger where they were seen. Maybe, their family, uh, maybe there's some emotional abandonment there. Maybe, there were a lot of missed conversations, or maybe there was physical abandonment and just that not being seen. And so those are the opportunities where, that's a moment in time where they're unintentionally acting from that space. So as soon as one person can be conscious of like what pattern is happening, you start to see, well, how can I break this pattern? You can't control the other person, but we can control is yourself. So for us to really create this balance within ourselves, we have to first realize what is imbalanced, and that, oh, by the way, we're not receiving that this reality that I'm creating, because what I'm doing is I'm constantly putting myself in this situation where I am hearing this person talk and kind of complain and go on about things that are happening to them without that reciprocation, without any type of that. And so I keep going back to that friend or that family member or whoever that is. I keep putting myself back in that situation. So I'm creating my reality, and I'm validating all of these aspects of me which aren't true, which is what is true is I deserve to receive, right? I deserve to receive all that is in alignment. And so when we step into this part of the balance, and we step and we find people that are in alignment, that energy exchange is going to be mutual. And actually, while we're going along in our spiritual journey, and as we're going, you'll find the more and more your vibration raises, the more that you release, you'll find actually like friendships or people that are in a space of like building you up, building each other up, that's genuine, and that is truly coming from the space of excitement, and they don't make it about them, right? They make it about, so if you're telling a story, right, this is your point of like receiving, you're telling something that someone you're excited about, and someone here maybe starts to make it about them, and they maybe start to say, oh well, like I did this one thing one time, right? They start to switch the script and make it about them. Now again, if I'm telling my story and I'm excited and I am recognizing that my energy feels a little bit low after I come out of those dynamics, that's where you can see, like, you start to become aware of, like, the scales are not balanced, right? So I can decide to continue that reality and create, like, follow those patterns over that, let that cycle go again. Or I say, like, I set a boundary, right? You can do that. You can set boundaries and understand like how to work with people. And then you find people that are also in alignment too. You go up and then you say, oh, like we're raising a vibration, we're releasing all that is not serving us. And we start to then find people that we can celebrate with and truly be ourselves, like our true self, in essence of, I feel completely safe in my own body, right? Um, and I'm now seeing that mirror shown back to me in my reality. So all this comes from within, and that's when our external reality will kind of start to reflect that. So I don't know if that's resonating with anyone, but there's a big, like, we need to stop and talk about this imbalance here and what's being received and what we're giving, and how do we maybe now like come to this awareness of, no, I'm actually going to do something different this time and create a different reality, and following something that is aligned with stepping into my true values, and holding myself up to higher standards. And when I do that, either some people fall away, or they see and they catch up, but it's not for me to kind of measure like where they're at, right? That's part of the journey too, is like, I don't need to necessarily compare, but I don't need to like contribute to them, like validating them and what they're doing in their reality, right? That allows them to then see like there's something I need to do here. So huge aspect to that. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button so you see when I go live. I'm just channeling here, just whatever is coming in through for this collective. And there's a big point in the balance, in having this balanced way of like receiving. The other thing coming through, and I don't know if it resonates with anyone here, is I'm hearing about like people in a space of service. So whether you like do something similar, or like you volunteer, or like, or whatever you do in work that it feels more of a, like more of service to the whole collective, and we all contribute in no matter what we do in our life, but it's like in like a more spiritual concept. So whatever that means, if you hold that space for others, if you hold events, there's something here about receiving this even energy exchange, but getting a little bit deeper to kind of like a monetarily case. Because before I was talking about in a spiritual concept of like, hey, this even exchange of this energy, right? So now we're going to talk about money here, and this energy exchange of money, and looking at spirituality. And so the big thing that is coming through is like, say you are doing this, or you're like, you want to get into it, or kind of feel, or even support people that do this. Just good for people to know. So if you are doing this and you're like, I don't want to charge like a lot because I feel like I'm helping people heal. First, the first thing is like other people are healing themselves. You are supporting and facilitating that aspect, right? We are all collectively working together. And so basically, when a spiritual teacher or mentor or something like that put some monetary value towards what they, says, okay, this is what it is. And maybe, and I even have gotten this before where I had raised my prices quite a bit because I was in training for a bit. And then I'm like, no, this is where I'm coming out publicly. And I had like one or two people kind of say, hey, like you charge a lot more than other people. And it's like, well, all the things that I have done, all the personal development. I went to England for a mediumship seminar. I mean, that wasn't cheap, and it was worth the investment in my own personal growth and development for my business, but also like myself. And I've spent a lot investing in my own personal growth and development. And the more that I do that, the more that I clear my channel, the more that I can hold a space and capacity for other people that is truly seeing them, and it's not about me. Because when we get into this work, a lot of times we're seeing mirrors of ourselves and we're kind of being like unconsciously triggered, and we're then projecting because we haven't worked through that aspect. And so the more that you spend time investing in yourself, then you say like, this is right, my value. This is what I'm bringing. And so this is what we're charging. It's just like any other business, right? And so keep this in mind if you're like stepping into this space or you like currently do this, and you're having trouble with like doing something spiritual and like charging people more. The other thing too is think about the space that you're holding as a spiritual teacher and mentor, and holding that space. And when someone invests in you, right, and they're paying you for your value, and you're here and you're holding that, like, yes, this is what I say I'm worth, and someone's paying you, the people that are doing the work, the people that are healed and healing themselves and looking to collectively make a better community, we now have the energy and the power to like contribute to and money to contribute to society. So most likely, not everyone, right, but like we have something where I could donate like every month X amount of money. That's actually a goal of mine, is that every month X amount is going to be donated to different organizations, or an organization that I am aligned with. And so we're giving like the power to people that we know are we're supporting people, and they're choosing where they want to spend their money, right? So there's something with money, and it's not just related to spiritual teachers and mentors. There could be some people that are resonating with that on another level too, because, right, it's all relative. And when you look at your worth and how much you've invested in yourself, and say you do some other sort of job, that's a big aspect too. That's an aspect when you say you are valuable, what you contribute to society is very important. And so that balance there of looking at your worth is really important, because you're contributing to society in however that looks. And you're spending your money however that may be, because we all deserve to have whatever luxuries that we want to have, but we also have the power to spend it on things that feel aligned, right? So that's when you find people that you really are aligned with, and you're like, I'm gonna spend my money there, right? Instead of I'm gonna go to the farmers market, right, and support the local people there, and that money just kind of keeps going around. So that balance of money starts individually, and then it grows out to the community, right? That balance of that money and that power and that innate stability, right? It's all starts from here, and that like knowing everything that we're doing is all part of trying to step into alignment or being in alignment. The goal is to be in alignment, right? So that was just something that to come through for. I don't know who or how many people that was for, or if you're watching this back, if that will make sense to you. But there's definitely a lot of things coming in balance for you in this season, or coming to the front of your mind, where you are just like, oh, aha, yes, this is something I need to reassess my mindset on, or how I'm doing things, or how I'm not doing things if I'm not giving boundaries. So those are some of the big flashes of messages that were coming through. If you guys are new here, I know I have some people that I've seen before in the live, so welcome back. If you're new or not, hit that like button there, so you're just kind of helping to support me. Hit that subscribe button there, so you see when I go live. I'll be live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Some days maybe a little bit shorter. So we'll just go, we're ending here real shortly in about a minute or two. But if you haven't checked out, if you haven't checked out my website yet, check out my website. It is myawakeningwithin.com. It's the same, same name as my YouTube channel pretty much. So check out, see what I do. I do private Akashic readings, one-on-one. I do energetic attunement, spiritual and conscious living coaching. I do also work with business coaching, just for a more limited capacity right now. But I like to say that merging energy work and business coaching are really successful, because most of the times, yes, you want structure and like how you bring things to market, but also what's in your way of bringing something to market. Are you in your way of bringing something to market, right? Because sometimes people might get a little nervous and second guess themselves, and it could be like a lower lack of confidence, whatever it is. It's all about, how do we move that energy? Let's get to the root of the mindset of what is holding you back, and allow that to move, and allow that to have a voice, and let that release from the body. So this way you could step into your alignment, and then you can be in balance with your money as well. And sometimes people, for the Akashic readings, they may ask like, why am I stuck with my abundance, right? Like they may ask things like that. So you can kind of get in a little bit deeper to figure out what's in your way, like, right, us, but like what specifically is there, and let that kind of help move through, because there's all this subconscious energy that we act from. And if you've watched a bit of the live today, I've talked a bit about that. So that just is just me channeling, but that's also my experience of moving through that and understanding what was subconscious, and now I'm aware of it, and I'm conscious of it, and now I create a new pattern, something that is in alignment, and something that is that makes me happy, right? So check out my website. Feel free to sign up for my newsletter, hit that subscribe button, and I will be back live next Tuesday at 4 p.m. So all right, take care, guys.